So manufacturing facility for Ariel. This is a detergent. Manufacturing facility for Pamper, the diapers. So these are very high-tech building, and we use some of the advanced tools, AutoCAD, 3D modeling tools. To 33, I was very, comfortable. I was having a good job. I was doing professionally good, living a very comfortable life in Hyderabad. But then there was this like, what next? What should I do next?
Was there something particular in the job that you didn't like a bad boss or just,
When I started creating content on Instagram, people started listening to me. It was very organic. I was not running any paid ads. And first, my content was so organic and it was not designed to sell anything. When you have only 3 months ka money in your account and you will say yourself, if it is not working in 3 months, I am closing the doors. Like this. That's the only fitness I was aware of. Take your hand up. 99% women cannot do a single push-up.
Hi everyone, this is Vivek Srivastav. Welcome to my channel. Today we have with us Nidhi Sharma, an architect turned fitness entrepreneur, and she has had over 15 years experience in the architecture as well as large-scale infrastructure business in organizations such as Larsen & Toubro and the NW Group. She also holds advanced degrees from the School of Planning and Architecture in Delhi as well as King's College London. Nidhi made a dramatic transition from designing buildings to designing healthier lives. She's the founder of a women's-focused holistic fitness platform where she assists busy women in achieving sustainable health through fitness, nutrition, and lifestyle balance. So thank you very much for joining us, Nidhi. How are you?
Thank you, Vivek. Thank you for calling me. I'm really looking forward towards discussing with you and figuring out more things, how we can help your audience and our audience.
Wonderful, wonderful. So, first I'd like to ask you, how did you get into architecture in the first place? Did you have a passion for that, or?
So architecture was luck by chance. I have not decided it for myself. It just happened. I filled a seat. There was this counseling AIEEE, and I was like, okay, architecture is there. Let me also fill this in the counseling form, and I got architecture. And then, architecture is totally, I have not selected architecture, but yeah, I say it's, overall it was a nice journey, and I've learned a lot about design and management later.
Wonderful. I'll ask you about that later, where it seems to me probably the ability to design, say, buildings or infrastructure probably helped you designing the fitness programs and whatnot.
Right. Vivek, I'll just add one thing. Architecture has told me to start from scratch. Because in architecture, architects are the one, they always have a plain sheet and they start with that. So I was very comfortable always, because the kind of training I have received to start from scratch where no one is telling you what to do. So I think that approach really helped me in developing the business as well.
Right. It was a revelation for me, because I came, when I was in 11th, 12th, it was all about, what marks you got determined what subject you could study. And if you got high marks, you could select anything you want. If you didn't, you were stuck with whatever subject. And then when I went to the US to study, it was, hey, I could take any subject. I could switch anytime.
It's very different.
And that was really great. I really thought that was great, because a lot of time you don't know what you want. You're only 16, 17, 18. You don't know anything. You have some fanciful idea, and do this and do that, but then turns out you're not really cut out for it, or it's not really a match for you. But anyway, it is what it is here. You worked on very, large-scale projects with all these prestigious firms. How was that?
A very rich experience, I will say. I also worked in Hyderabad Metro Rail project. So it was a really, really big project. And for the first time in the city of Hyderabad, the Metro Rail was starting. So I was part of some of the critical big projects, big infrastructure projects. I've seen how probably 10,000 people are working together to get that one pillar in place. So So what kind of coordination is required, what kind of reports, what kind of meetings, and and so I was working as a planning manager, so I was having a lot of overview about how things are working, how things are moving. So a lot of exposure. I think that has given me the confidence that I can manage a lot of people, I can plan well. So I think working with and a lot of international players as well. So our international exposure along with working on big infrastructure project, critical infrastructure project, have given me a lot of courage to work under pressure and perform.
How many people did you manage at your peak?
So in L&T, I was working as a planning manager. So there was a design head and I was assisting him in managing that team. So we used to sit in L&T Cyber Tower, is a very landmark building in Hyderabad. So we used to sit there and there were almost 200, 300 design people were there. Different verticals, structural engineers, architecture, plumbing, electrical, all other, streams which are required for Hyderabad Metro Rail project. So I was doing the planning part, but there was a design manager. Later I moved to M+W where I was a design manager. So there was no one above me. Then there was directors and all. But then I was managing a team of around 30 to 50 people. And as an architect, you are a design manager. Then you manage architects, you manage electrical engineers, structural engineers, mechanical engineers, and you will ensure that this whole project is moving together where we want to reach.
Right.
So I think I am very confident with respect to coordinating with people, ensuring that we are achieving what is intended by the client.
What tool did you use for management?
MS Office was there.
Right.
Right.
Did you use MS Project by any chance? Or?
Yes. We use MS Project. There were advanced tools, and now it's been 10 years, and I'm still finding hard to recollect the name of those tools. But we use some of the advanced tools. We did a lot of 3D modeling at that time.
Sure.
So we worked for projects for P&G and P&G, Unilever, and the whole projects were more like these used to be manufacturing facilities. So manufacturing facility for Ariel, this is a detergent, manufacturing facility for Pamper, the diapers. So these are very high-tech building, and we use some of the advanced tools, AutoCAD, 3D modeling tools to have this time sync modeling. So on third month of this day, this activity has to be taken place. So the resources are designed accordingly. The resources, manpower, the equipment, everything is designed accordingly. So I will say I've worked with some of the sophisticated projects which are executed in India.
The reason I ask because I think I come from a software IT background, so the one tool similarity I think we had, I thought we had, and we do have, is the MS Project. Yeah.
I'll just because I'm in architecture. I was doing all the construction work. My husband, he's again a computer engineer doing all the tech related projects. So what the kind of variables which are there in construction is huge.
Oh yeah.
The labor will be there, the coordination is not happening. So mostly I was, running around making things work. But on the other hand, on his side, things are much more in control. There are external factors are less. So this is, construction is very challenging.
Okay.
Very challenging.
No, same thing with software. It's huge. Mm-hmm. Front end, back end, database, DevOps, this, that. And then within that also you have the programmers, the testers, the analysts, this, that, project manager. So yeah, I totally understand what you're saying. So you moved to fitness. Was there always that in the back of your mind that you do that, or did that come suddenly?
Right. So as Vivek, you said, in India we have very less options. When you are doing your 12th, the only option is you decide this stream, you do whatever you are getting, study that, start doing job, and you cannot explore, you cannot take break from the job, and all these things are there. So there is no time where you can explore things.
But did you explore? I mean, how did the whole fitness happen?
The whole thing was to study and start working, and I start working, and the society will tell, and your parents will expect you to buy a house and have a kid and do this. So whatever people have told me, like you need to do these things in your life, I have, by the age of, I'll say 30, 33, I was very, comfortable. I was having a good job. I was doing professionally good. My daughter was 2 to 3 years old. We were living a very comfortable life in Hyderabad. But then there was this like, what next? What should I do next? This is not enough. So this whole quest of doing more started. And I was not happy, getting up from my bed, going for the job. I was like, this is not what I want.
Was there something particular in the job that you didn't like a bad boss or just,
I don't think so. It was. I think it was just too comfortable for me.
Okay, nice.
Yeah, it was too comfortable for me. I was like, if I keep on working like this for another 10-15 years, I will be a director in the company. But I don't want to go there. It was comfortable. It was not challenging enough.
So you wanted the challenge.
I wanted the challenge, and at the same time, I started doing a lot of fitness myself. So I was someone who used to run 2 minutes on the treadmill, and that was my stamina. And after 2 minutes, I have to stop. I have to catch my breath, and again I used to run, and then again catch my breath. So this was me when I started, and then I slowly saw like from 2 minutes, I quickly went on 15 minutes continuous running. And from 15 minutes, I slowly moved to 2 hours of running, which is almost a half marathon, 21 kilometers. And then I realized, I thought I can do this in life. 2 minutes was my stamina, and I was pretty comfortable. I was happy, right? You don't need to run 21 kilometers. But then I realized it is my mind where I created this block. L&T, a planning manager job, secure job, you are earning, everything is good, but I can do much more in life. So my fitness journey taught me how I can get stronger and learn several things, gave me the courage to quit my job and started on something which was close to my heart. So when I was getting stronger, running half marathon, preparing for full marathon, I see people around me are still stuck with that neck mein pain ho raha hai, back mein pain ho raha hai, all these issues, right? And I have this thing like, if I can teach them how to be strong, they will improve their quality of life. And, there was this thing of starting something, a lot of energy was there. And, with my own experience, starting in health and wellness became an obvious choice.
Were you in India at the time? I know you were in Berlin as well. So this fitness sort of beginning happened in India?
Yes. In 2018, I quit my job. I remember like 30th of March was the last day. So I quit my job and I started in, full time in health and wellness.
Wow. It's one thing to get into fitness. In my younger days, I was also quite a bit into that. And what's interesting about me is during my childhood, I was never very into that because of the whole atmosphere and just studies,
right.
Type of thing. And it was really going to the US and being alone there without any sort of family sort of feedback, if you know what I mean, or that kind of thing, societal feedback, because that's the thing about being
no judgment was there.
Yeah, you can do anything you want and nobody will say anything as long as you're not breaking them. So I explored all sorts of stuff. I did all sorts of things. I got very into fitness myself, but I never got into wanting to do it as a business. I was just keeping my own self fit, and that was it. Because I had my own, obviously, in all this software was the path I was going to take.
Right.
And I'm just wondering, you must have faced quite a lot of family, societal kind of judgment and negative feedback. Probably like, don't do this, stay in your comfortable job. What about the future?
Yeah.
Right.
Surely I received a lot of feedback from people around me, but I'm personally, I will say I'm a very strong-headed kind of person. So when I decide, I listen to everyone. We have a very strong family connections. We have in-laws and parents and all. They will say, but I am since childhood I have this thing of like, if I have decided I'm going to do it. So I listen to everyone, but I was very strong on when I started. So all these things were there. One thing I wanted to tell you, because you said you also started in fitness, but it never came to your mind that I can do it like a business. I think when I started running, it changed something in me. And I just felt that this is so important. So I think, there are a lot of people who are doing fitness, but it is never that strong in them that they want to take this as a tool to create it into a business. So I think that is something very natural to me, and that's how I started.
One thing also, back when I was sort of exploring things and doing all of that, while I was into fitness a lot, of course, one of the reasons I never really thought of going into it, because there were so many people who are much fitter than me out there. So why would anyone listen to me when there's someone who can do much more and much better than me? That was one thing. And anyway, also, I was a little bit more interested in holistic health, more like things like Ayurveda and herbal health and naturopathy and all that sort of thing. So I was kind of thinking that, but then the other problem, since I'm in the US, there's a lot of rules, regulations and whatnot. Here you can just kind of do anything.
Right.
And, but out there, like I was into healthy food a lot too, healthy supplements, but then again, just all the FDA regulations, this, that, I was just like, hey, this isn't even my area of strength to begin with, in terms of, doing it as a business. So I just kind of stayed away from that. Did you think all that also? Like, were you?
Right. So I think that's why not everything is for everyone. So that is also there, right? You try different things and then you like something and then you stick to it, right?
But so I guess what I'm asking is, it's one thing to be able to run 31 miles, but is teaching others is a whole other thing. Complying with regulations is another thing. Someone gets injured while you're teaching them, that's, it's on you. So all these things, did they intimidate you a little bit? Yes.
In the starting, all those apprehension was there, all those things were there. I was like, who will, as you said, who will listen to me, right? Who will come to me? That was the first thing. But, when I started creating content on Instagram, that was it was evidence of proof. People started listening to me. It was very organic. I was not running any paid ads.
Mm-hmm.
People started reaching out to me and, they told me like, oh, can you help me with this? Can you help me with this? So I think when you start relating, when you start, having that kind of connection, slowly and gradually your confidence will start building up. It's a process.
Tell me about the content you created. Did you do like a specific strategy on the content? I guess for one thing, you were focused on women. What gaps did you see that you thought, okay, I can fill this gap? Was there any sort of strategy to the whole thing?
Right. So before strategy, I was living a life which was well designed. It was nothing which I have created for starting a business. I started creating content without having an intent of starting a business. So I started business later. I started creating content first. My content was so organic and it was not designed to sell anything. My content was so organic. My intention was so organic. My mission was so organic and it was so deep inside me. I come from Agra. Okay, Agra is like tier 2 kind of town, and with respect to the kind of awareness, if you think of it, is pretty bad. People who are living in metro cities might not ever experience the kind of culture which I have experienced while growing up, right? And I always saw that there were a lot of restriction as girl around, as don't do this, what society will think and all that. So there was this inner desire of inside me to, really uplift the level of women. And, being healthy is a tool to achieve that. So this was like an inner mission. And what, through health is a tool. So it was so in me that when I started creating content, it was so organic. A lot of women relate. Right now we run our community. A lot of women will reach out to us and say like, Nidhi, I don't know the way you have designed the program, but I always look forward interacting with you and, watching your videos and doing those exercises.
Wonderful.
So
So at what level of traction on Insta did you feel, oh, I should do this as a business?
The intention was never to run a business. I quit my job. I started doing a lot of work offline in Hyderabad. But then there was COVID happened. And then all the fitness programs, everything was off. Then the whole thing was to, okay, now we cannot do anything. We'll see. We'll do something else. And that time I was like, okay, I cannot do anything offline. Let me just create content and let me put my voice across and let me advise people. I will see how it is going to be. And then I think we posted about some programs and a lot of people registered. We were having just, I don't know, probably 10,000 people on the portal that time. And some 50, 60 people have registered. And that was like, okay, people can pay, like we can offer something. So all this has started.
I've podcasted with lots of startup founders, and always the best stories are the ones, or the success stories are the ones where it's all organic,
Right.
So when you were designing or creating the content, or even once you decided, okay, we are going to do this as a business, why did you focus on women's only so much? Is it just because that's where you felt the gap was and women were not being represented, or why that?
So first, you need to understand your audience well. I work with women of my age and the younger ones because I've seen those journey from 30 when you have a kid, you manage a kid, you put on a lot of weight, and the whole turmoil your body will go through. So it was easier for me to relate to that. And as I said, I'm not entrepreneur first, right? I started very organically. So I can understand my audience. I can understand the stress they are going through, the limitation they have, and that was the whole focus. And very organically I decided, and then we started working in this space, and then we figured out, okay, where are the bigger gaps, and then we started scaling on those.
Going back to your architecture background, how much did that help you in this journey?
It is. If I'll directly draw parallels, it will be very hard for me to connect the dots. But somehow, your previous experience, you have managed around 50 people, you have attended high-stake meetings, you have interacted with so many people, you have delivered projects which were the 200 CR. All this is there in your mind. So whenever you start something, like whenever I have to manage my team, currently we are around 30, 35. So I have this confidence that I have managed people, 200 plus people I have managed. So all this is easy. Because I have been a planning manager. So all this is super, super easy for me. I think the initial phase was super, super tough. Doing content was totally new. I don't know anything about. I'm not, 20 years old. When I started creating content, I was 35 years. So I'm not 20 years or 18 years old girl, right? Who can quickly come on the camera, record something and say. So all that, the starting journey was much, much more tougher.
Yes.
Today, with the team, assigning work, taking follow-up, these are like, I have done this for years. So I think moving forward is what I have learned. And the starting part was totally challenging.
Right. Very similar to my journey with my startup, which has just recently been launched.
I hope you're enjoying the podcast. Before we continue, I want to take a quick moment to tell you about something I'm really excited about. My startup app, Finity. Are you tired of scrolling endlessly and still feeling disconnected? That's why I created Finity. It's not just another social app, it's your connection engine. With Finity, you can instantly discover events, hangouts, and people around you who actually share your vibe. Post about what you love. Be seen by people who get it and turn online into offline. Finity isn't just social. It's real, it's local, it's you. Download Finity today and live your vibe.
It was the parts that I had worked with in the past, were so easy because I'd done it for so many years and all of that. But then the new stuff was where the challenge was. And
challenges.
The biggest problem for me, and that's my next question, is the people. You say you have 35 plus people. How was that in terms of finding the right people? Maybe you probably once or twice or maybe more, you got the wrong person and you had to get rid of them, etc., etc. I had a tough time. In fact, the biggest challenge and the biggest thing that went wrong for me, that cost a lot of time and money, was the wrong people, because they did bad work that had to be basically thrown away, and then you restart and you've lost all this time and money. And it's different in software, obviously, but
Right.
how was that? The people.
Admit to you that there was some time we also lost we were hiring. We were also, when you are starting, you are also not very sure of your own requirements, because it's not like company criteria. You are also like, you want a lot of things, but you cannot write it on paper, but you expect it from them, right? It is not very clear because even your employees are wearing multiple hats in the starting. So we had some tough time in the starting, but I think eventually, after one or two mistakes, right people will also come, and you will also develop an eye to get the right one.
Right.
So that is challenging in the starting, but things as you move further, what we have done, and I'm very proud of it, lot of employees which we are hiring these days are the part of our community. So they are already our clients, they are already taking our programs, they are aware what we do, and out of that community itself is so big. Now we do hire a lot of at home mothers because we work with postpartum mothers, right? So all these mothers are at home. Many of them have quit their job, they cannot go on 9 to 5 job because they have to take care of the small kid, right? So now we are hiring a lot of our employees are mothers, so it is very organic for us. And now because there are a layer of employees are there, so now the new employees which are joining, that layer of employees is ready to train them, guide them through. So now it is, I'll just say, getting very sustainable, and we are getting good quality people because they know what we do and they relate to us.
How about financial side of it, where I think your business is a little bit different from a typical startup that goes for funding and all of that. That's where I'm at right now, trying to get funding. It seems like you're just growing organically.
Yes. Yes, we are growing very organically. We are doing a good revenue now, very sustainable. We are also making good profit. We are at least 30% to 35% profit every month. So it's not like we are burning cash. We are not at this, you know how it is, right? We are not someone who are like the client acquisition, just acquire customers and start burning money. So we are not working in that way. But now as it is very sustainable, we are seeing sustainable growth. We are looking, we will be very soon raising a seed fund. And yes, and that's why I told you probably I will be moving to India so that we can have a setup and we can work in a more cohesive way.
So are the employees all Indian people and not German, or do you have a mix?
Right. So our clientage is 100% Indian. So it is Indian and Indian based out, NRIs in different part of the country. So that's why few of our employees are also based in US and Dubai, because there is clientage from that space. But majority, I'll say 80% of our clients, 80% of our team is based out of India.
Right. How about the early, the beginning time? What did you have financial stresses then? How just for the sake of the viewers, any advice you can give us about the beginning journey? I
think beginning is stressful.
Yeah.
The beginning is a lot more stressful. Beginning is like, see, I'm someone who is having 15 years of experience, right? And as I said, I quit my job in 2018. And today we are 26, right? So we are 8 years. I'm 8 years in this space. Mm-hmm. And now I can tell you that, okay, we are having 30% profit, these many employees. It took us a long time.
8 years. Wow.
Right?
So, but you probably kind of, at least your husband was working, so you had an income coming in there. So, which I don't have.
Right. I think that is, I really want to also add this, that kind of income which is coming from, my partner is blessing, as well as it is, not good for me. Because when everything in life is going, okay, good, you're going on vacation, you're living in a nice house, everything is sorted, then that thing of making it happen was not there. The thing of like चल रहा है, business चल रहा है, clients आ रहे हैं,
But
पूरा
you could just increase your business goals, right? Instead of sort of having sort of a catastrophic thing happen, then you struggle. You can just struggle past your current ceiling, maybe.
So 8 years was a long time, right? In between, 8 years was not like every time I'm doing nothing like this. 8 years I was like, I started, and then first year I realized, oh my God, this is too tough.
Yeah.
I think I've taken a wrong decision. Then I moved to Berlin. Then I was like, let me do a master's. So then I've done master's from King's College London. It took me another 2.5-3 years I've gone. Then COVID happened. Then I was like, then this COVID second wave and all that happened. Then I was like, oh my God, there's a single life. There was a choice for me that after doing my master's, should I get back to job because I can get into any good job, or should I continue with my startup? And then I was like, okay, what should I do? But I think COVID was a good realization for everyone that life is too short. Do whatever you want to do because you never know. People at our age, I'm 33, I'm 43 now. People at my age, they were losing their life at that time. Then I was like, who knows? Then I was like, why should I want to, do the going to job again and again feel frustrated? So in 2022-23, I was like, this is my life. I want to make it happen. And then I started putting more energy. But it's still there was more energy and that thing of like, I will die if this is not going to happen. It took me some time to reach that level. But I'm telling you, Vivek, the moment you will get into that place when you have only 3 months ka money in your account and you will say yourself, if it is not working in 3 months, I'm closing the doors. I'm closing this. I will throw everything out and I will get back to my job. The day I realized that I need to make it work in 3 months, it happened. Otherwise, I was just taking it comfortable. Everything was moving.
I'd like to ask you a little more about that because I'm kind of there myself. And the thing is, what did you do there? Like, did you start working many more hours? Did you start making more phone calls or that sort of thing? Because I'm in a position myself where there's really nothing like that I can do. I mean, it's all about marketing right now, and the marketing team has to perform, and that's really pretty much it. I mean, there's a lot of work for me to do. There's tons of work for me to do. I have all sorts of stuff because I do a little bit of everything, right? But there isn't really something I can do. I just put hours and hours into this and it'll be a success. That's not there.
I'll tell you, Vivek. First, you need to be very honest to yourself that if it is not going to work in 3 months, I will stop it.
Right.
I will quit this. I will go back to my job. That is going to be my life. I have just 3 months with me. Okay. As soon as that mindset will come in and you will become honest to yourself, everything is here. There are a lot of thoughts. There will be probably, Vivek, right now you have 100 ideas to do this. As soon as that mindset will come in, those ideas which are going to take longer than 3 months, they will filter out. They will go off. Then you will left with, I don't know, some 10 ideas. Then you're like, 10 ideas. I have to do these 10 ideas. Let me prioritize 3 months. What ideas are going to give me the best results? And those 3-4 ideas will start floating in your mind. And as soon as it is all internal thinking, it is all looking in, it is not, you have all the answers. Okay. If you are sitting here and today I'm sitting here, I don't know few things. I have 2 options. First, whatever I know, act on that, or get in touch with the person who can provide me that answer. Getting in touch with that person, he will provide me something. Getting in touch with another person. So you have all the options here. Problem here is we think that time is endless. And we think about 100 things. As you said, 100 things. No, we don't need 100 things. We just need 1 or 2 good things. That's it. And work towards it. So get that 3 months mindset. And it's a very funny story, I'll tell you. We keep hearing this thing ना कि मेरे अकाउंट में सिर्फ वो 3 महीने का ही पैसा था, उसके बाद मैंने वो ट्राई करा और वो बिजनेस नहीं चलता तो मैं पूरा बैंकरप्ट हो जाता. हमने बहुत बार ये स्टोरी सुनी है ना, how they suddenly became rich, poor to rich वाली stories. And I was like, यार मैं इतने साल से मेहनत कर रही हूँ, इतने साल से ये कर रही हूँ, मेरा तो बिजनेस नहीं चल रहा, ये इन लोगों का कैसे हो जाता है? क्योंकि मेहनत करना और वो ना you're dying, okay, and उसमें आप कैसे survive करोगे ना, वो mindset में जाने में बहुत difference है. So once you get into that mindset, things will start changing around you, and it is all you. मुझे लगा कोई आके मुझे बता दे, कोई मुझे गाइड कर दे, मुझे बहुत लगा इसकी गाइडेंस ले लेती हूँ, ये प्रोग्राम कर लेती हूँ, ये मैनेजमेंट कोर्स कर लेती हूँ, क्योंकि मुझे लगा someone should guide me. But when I realized that it is my own mindset which I need to work on, that thing has changed everything for me. And now today I have this courage of packing my bag. You know, I have a wonderful life here in Berlin. I live a very comfortable, amazing life with all the, you know, industry or whatever society standards. I have this courage of packing everything, going back to India and scale my business. It is all internal. It's not out from outside.
Wow. Well, that's really good advice. Thank you. So let's go to talk a little more about your business itself. So, what in your mind means holistic? Like, I think you're saying, you know, holistic health. What do you feel? Because obviously there's definitions of, in my mind, I think of holistic health as one thing. And what do you define yourself at? And what is some of the things, the holistic part that you're incorporating in your business?
Right. So life is very multidimensional, right? So there are a lot of layers. There are layers, your mental well-being, your emotional well-being, and your physical well-being. So thinking about all these things, when all these things will work in coordination, we can feel happier, right? It is the, you know, every moment you need to enjoy. Today there is sun, you need to enjoy. Tomorrow there will be cloud, you need to enjoy. And it is all internal. So most of the time what we do, we start with something very tangible, because right now we are touching on a part of holistic. A lot of people will not understand this. So we start with very, very simple language where people can relate. I cannot sell anyone holistic wellness. I cannot sell. I need to sell something which is so tangible that they will buy it. But then in the process we have created a community across. Every Saturday we do Q&A session, and the Q&A session is more about what are you thinking, what are your expectations, why you are not seeing results. We have a lot of people who are like, Ma, you are there, you are telling me, and I'm going to do the exercises and I'm going to see the results. A lot of people are like, tell me when I will get the result. You show me why I'm not getting the results. And I was like, bring that sense, you know. This is a way. So we bring a lot of clarity on that front. And Vivek, the other thing what you need to understand, in our society, people will say you talk about India like this, but women are being treated as second citizens. They don't have equal rights as compared to it is a patriarchy, right? So because of that, women are thyroid patient. If you think thyroid is a very common disease, 70 to 80% are women who are suffering because of that. And that is happening because they live in joint family, right? They cannot express themselves. They cannot express all this is working on their body. They start eating junk. They start putting a lot of weight. They cannot go out and do any kind of workout. Women in India, they don't take any space. You don't see a lady sitting in a cafe reading book. It's very rare. And at my age, it's very rare. At least 43, someone who's having kid, it is very hard.
See, I think it's a little bit of as a man, it's a little bit of a generalization to say, oh, patriarchy and women now being subjugated and whatnot. I think it varies from family to family and for people to people.
Right.
I personally would never, a woman can do whatever she wants. But I think it's just more part of the culture itself as opposed to any sort of subjugation of women. Like, if I go back and let's say when I was a child or in my teens or whatever, the women, my mother, the neighbors, the women, aunties, as I call them, no one was stopping them from exercising. You could bang out 10 push-ups on the floor. Who's stopping you, right? I mean, maybe putting on jogging shorts and going jogging would attract some attention and all. But they didn't want to do it. They just, they would just do the housework, get tired from it, and they are tired from housework. And so it means that it wasn't there really. I don't know if it's so much that men are saying don't exercise.
Right.
If anything, we want
No.
women to exercise because we like a fit body in a woman. But I guess what I'm trying to say is it's more, I think, to bring them this thing, hey, you could do it. No one's stopping you. Just go ahead and do it. I think this thing was not there from inside. It wasn't that outside say don't do. It was inside only was not. I didn't want to do. Is my
Vivek, I'm a teacher on this. I'll tell you. Okay, when I was growing up, my mother was very worried. The only thing she will tell me is learn how to clean the house and how to cook food. I was in 5th grade. I started cooking food at home because that was the only worry which my mother was having. She was not worried about my health. She was conscious about my education. She was there to teach me and all. But she never thought that this girl will go and earn something. That was not on her priority list. So since childhood, I was nourished to be a caretaker. And I was always nourished never to raise my voice. Whenever I will speak loud, my mother is like, don't speak loud. Ladkiyan ucha nahi bolti hain. Don't do that. And that's why I tell, you might be, and we are living, we need to agree, Vivek, in terms of we come from different.
But none of that stops you from doing 10 push-ups, right? If your mother is saying...
Very nice.
Right? If your mother is saying, don't raise your voice, that's kind of ladylike behavior. There's a part of me that actually agrees with that, because who likes a shouting, screaming shrew of a woman, right? But none of that is stopping you from, going for a walk, doing some push-ups or sit-ups, right? Right.
So the problem, so now you understand the nourishment is of a caretaker. So this caretaker is always busy with cooking for in-laws or husband or kid. And it was never about you. It was never about you. It was never, my mother never told me that you take a good care of your health. Please focus on your health. Nothing like that. I will tell you that. Vivek, I will tell you another thing. And I see, I am a representative of my community. You need to listen. And I work with a lot of women. And and because that thing was never there, it was very, very hard for a woman to think about herself. It is also, मैं आपको एक एग्जाम्पल देती हूँ. घर का जो पहले घर में women is a अन्नपूर्णा. तो अन्नपूर्णा का क्या मतलब है? आप किचन में जाओ, खाना बनाओ, ठीक है, फिर सबको अच्छे से खिलाओ. उसमें से आपने अपने लिए सब्जी बनाई हो, आपने सबको दे दी, किसी ने बोला सब्जी बहुत अच्छी बनी है, तो आप बोलोगे लो मेरा वाला भी आप खा लो, कोई बात नहीं है.
But you know what? So we all live busy lives. As a man, I have to go about doing all sorts of things. I come home exhausted. But it's the same story, right? You have to somehow find it in yourself to do those push-ups or do the sit-ups or do that workout.
So the nourishment should be there.
Even as a man, growing up, it was all study. Don't exercise. Don't think it was any different for man in the Indian society. It was absolutely the same. And then our thing is, okay, you are the Annapurna, we have to go earn the money. That's, you've done a job. It's not, it involves quite a lot. By the time you come home, the last thing you want to do is a workout. So I don't know if it's so much a thing of, you just have to be that person who, even though you're tired, you bang out work.
Right. It is. As I said, when we talk about holistic, we really need to get into. So men, if they need to think about themselves, they need to get healthier. You have finished your job, then you have time in the evening. Then you don't have to worry about home. But as a homemaker, it is a 24 hours job. वो रात में बच्चा उठेगा तो भी देखना है. आदमी को नहीं देखना है क्योंकि वो तो 8 hours का जॉब करके आया है, तो थका हुआ है, सो रहा है. Because he has to ensure. तो ये 24 hours का जॉब हो जाता है, वो 8 hours का जो भी है, 8 hours का 10 hours का रहता है. तो वो थोड़ा सा डिफरेंस है. सोसाइटी में, I'll tell you, the way my mother has designed me or programmed me, I am so lucky कि I am out of all that. I never took my parents seriously. I tell them, my parents, you are my south pole. होता है ना, नॉर्थ स्टार होता है, यू आर माई साउथ स्टार. जो आप बोलोगे वो तो मुझे करना ही नहीं है. So I'm since childhood I was like
I think a lot of it is just the poverty that existed in India, and the fear of the poverty that everyone is just in this sort of survival mode. for guys, it's like even more so than the studies. If you think you had pressure of studying, there was a lot of that there. I actually once got punished for doing a workout because why are you wasting energy in the workout? You could have done studies.
Right.
It was that bad. And then after that, it's work. In India, nobody works 8 hours. They work 10, 12 hours. They work Saturdays.
Right. They
in
work
America, it's only 8, and then the employers actually tell you to go because it's like a legal issue for them if you work longer and you don't get paid for it.
In Europe, it is 7 hours.
Okay, nice. I think it's more a societal thing rather than anything else because that was the big thing I noticed when I went to America. The fitness thing was very much there. They are encouraged to do that all through their schooling, the childhood schooling, college, everything. It's very, very physically, the emphasis is there and they're encouraged. Whereas here, the encouragement is not there. If anything, don't do it. You don't maybe need to be the fittest person in the world as long as you do enough to keep yourself healthy. I mean, everyone has different goals, but I think that's maybe the what you run into in India is you have to break the mindset a little bit, as opposed to say America, Europe, where the mindset is already there, right? And
a lot of conditioning is required for years. Mothers have trained their daughter for something. They really need to learn how to take self-care. And as you said, education, privilege, I will say, European kids, my daughter she is going to a college school in Berlin. They have a sports period, they have a sports exam. So they have to climb a rope and all. They need to build that strength from the starting, where when I was in college, there was no game. There was no sports period itself. The only thing I do, I take your hands up in the assembly, take your arms like this. That's the only fitness I was aware of. Take your hand up, open this, stand, hand distance apart from the other person.
You brought all that back for me. You brought all that back.
I just feel any day.
I'd forgotten all that.
Any day.
Yeah, it all
when my daughter will say, right, I have done this, I have played this. Mama, do you know this kind of Nordic curl is there, how to do that. And I was like, I just know this. Take your hands up, bring your hand here. That's the only thing I've done in my school, nothing else. So, someone who has just learned this, expecting them to even, I'll tell you, 99% women cannot do a single push-up. Write it down. Now you are interacting with women. I anytime ask them like, hey, can you do a full push-up? 99% women cannot do.
Right.
You're talking about 10 push-ups, single push-up.
Right.
I have started doing push-up when I was 36, 37, and it took me a long time because you have never done something like this, right? And women, we have lesser upper body strength. So doing push-up is super hard.
Well,
but I'm just telling you, that's the reality.
It goes down to the whole evolution of millions of years, What can you do about that, right? I mean, you're bad children and we hunt. So whatever. I mean, that's what happened for so many years. What do you do to break that mindset? Let me ask this. When someone says, I'm not being able to, and it's coming down to their mindset, how do you identify, this lady's mindset is off? And then 2, how do you fix that so that she...
Right. I first asked them a few questions. I asked them are you someone who will eat the leftover from their kids' plate? Because Indian women have this, we don't have to waste food. Whatever there is left, they will try to finish it. They treat their body as dustbin. So I'll ask some questions and I understand, she is in that, the way she is wired, she is not able to take care of herself. So that is first thing once I'll understand, and then I try to identify what all she is doing for herself. Are you brushing? Are you taking bath? Are you spending some time with your friends? I'll try to understand. And then I understand, at least brushing and bathing, some kind of basic things they are doing. So then I try to make the exercise or the workout so easy for them. So easy and so, mindless. They don't have to apply your mind. It should be automated for them. And it should be something they should not be like, oh my God, I have to do workout. It should be like, it's just 5 minutes. Okay. Right. So we start with 5 minutes, 10 minutes kind of workout where it is No mind. They just quickly finish your brushing in the morning. Just do it for 10 minutes and you are good to go. So this is how we design the workouts. And once they started doing it for 10 minutes, they see some changes in their body, and then the motivation is high. Then you can give them something bigger to handle and continue with that.
I always, I got very, very fit when I managed to make the thing entertaining and fun. And I actually went to dance class and whatnot and all that. And the choreographer was the best in the entire USA. So, he had done choreography for Hollywood A-listers. So it was just, amazing, that whole atmosphere. So, and then I ended up getting incredibly fit because of that. Just because it was just so much, because the workouts were intense. And they were fun, but they were also super intense. People were scared to take that class because it was that intense. But I was having so much fun that I was doing it. So I guess that's one thing. And then also some sort of partner thing where that also makes it fun. And then also that brings in the accountability. Because if you're being kind of lazy that day, but the partner says, no, you have to work out.
Let me add a few things on this. So we have a community. So women are writing about every day, like, hey, I finished my workout, I've done this, I've done this. So you're also seeing a sense of community that other people are doing it, I can also do it. And then there is a follow-up process as well. If we'll see someone is not doing workout for 2 to 3 days, then our team will get in touch and say like, hey, what is happening? Are you doing well? And as I said, all our employees are mothers who have already attended our programs, who have already come from this place of not doing anything to start doing and getting healthier. So their motivation and motivating other women is much higher. They can talk the same lingo, the person they are motivating. So this is, working well for our community.
I was just thinking also while you were speaking just now that it just goes back again to the India's poverty thing and all of that, because workout is considered a luxury. Particularly among the middle class, lower middle class onwards, it's a luxury, and it's maybe the wealthier types can do it. But so that's really the problem. I don't know if it's a patriarchy kind of a thing. It's more that it's just the kind of desperation that exists.
It has to do with the financial levels, as you see. So even in Europe, if you see, Switzerland is much more wealthier. Per capita income is more than Germany. Then comes Poland. So if you see, Germany, Poland, and all is like very close. It's like states. But as soon as you move to Switzerland, you will see much better people. Germany, you see fit people. And as soon as you move to Poland, suddenly you see people who are having bigger tummies. Right. So financial per capita income has a direct link with respect to the health. Right. So it is there.
And, just the culture, do they still call schools in Germany gymnasiums?
Yes, they still call.
Yeah. So, that just tells you the whole thing. Instead of, because the gymnasium is where you work out. It's not where you sit and study. Right. So that's where the emphasis is, right? Just the school itself is called a gymnasium. It's not a school. It's
right.
Yeah.
It is.
But you know what? On the other hand, this emphasis on academics has put India where it is in the positive sense, like engineers, doctors. Right. They're famous for, all these engineers, doctors coming there doing great things. I don't know how much Sundar Pichai, for example, CEO of Google, works out, right? Obviously, he probably does something, but he's probably not doing super intense workouts just because he's working 16-hour days for sure. I work 16-hour days every day, including Sunday, because of my startup. So it's tough to, you can incorporate some workout into it, but you're not going to be the fittest person in the world.
You don't have to be fittest person. I'm not the fittest person in the world, right? We don't have to. I just say do it as much as required, and at the same time, it's a balance, right? I'm sure you can also relate. You wake up early in the morning, do your workout, have a healthy breakfast. It set the tone for the whole day. For me, if I finish my workout and it's a challenging workout, I can take anything. Right. My mindset is like, I have finished, I have eaten the big frog in the morning. Now everything is small. Right. So this is how it is.
No, but what I'm saying is there's a pros and cons. So even though the fitness is not emphasized in India, academics and hard work and all that is, and then that is given certain results, right?
I don't think so. When we were growing up, there were many opportunities to run around and to play with our brothers. They were not fitness, but we were
That's just
open
kids
with
running
running.
around.
Right.
I'm talking
Yes.
about proper structured workout, like, that whole
Right.
mindset that, okay, today means every day half an hour workout has to be, today will be strength, tomorrow is cardio.
But I think,
that whole sort of thing is not there,
But
so
if you see countries like America and all in Germany, Sweden, Norway, they all have fitness as a part of their curriculum. And those kids are, I'm sure they are fitter, they are living a healthier, right? What you said, holistic, like we are more like stressed. We are stressed with work.
I'm not saying it's not
The
necessary,
holistic-
it's even more necessary because of all the academics in the world. But
Right.
it's also challenging, right? Because now on top of all that, you got to have the discipline to do this. I'm struggling with that myself. But, all of this leads to, I think you found the exact correct market. It's not so much fitness because anyone can go to Google and, millions of fitness, this, that, everything, YouTube, so many workouts that you can just follow along. I think what you've tapped into is the mindset change thing. Your business, you're in the business of mindset change, not so much training someone to.
Right.
Basically.
I just say
Yeah.
I don't sell holistic wellness because wo bikta nahi hai. I do like I'll reduce your tummy, I'll do this. But what I'm trying to achieve and what I'm tapping into is the empowerment of women through holistic care. So we market it in some way, but that is where our mission and our goal is.
Great. Yeah. Well, I don't know. I think possibly a lot of men also could. It's the same story for them, right? As women, it's just they're doing different things. Women are tired from
Right.
working in the kitchen, men are tired at the office. So the problem is the same. So that's a market you could get into probably in the future.
Right.
Possibly.
Right. But we really want to focus because the physiology of women is very different and the kind of life incidents or accident they go through, like pregnancy and delivery and then postpartum depression and again pregnancy, and then they get into this called perimenopause where their hormones are getting reproductive age is getting over. So the kind of ups and downs are very different in women's life. And as I said, I'm very focused, so we want to curate things. So, and this is another business lesson. Okay, I just wanted to tell you, don't do it for everyone. Do it for only a niche segment. That has also changed the way our business started performing. Because initially, when I started 8 years back, we were open for everything. We can do this, we can do that. As soon as, that 3 months window, what do you want to do? Can you make the best program for everyone? No. Can I make a best program for postpartum mothers? That's the only thing I can do in 3 months. I can deliver the best program for this category. And that has changed everything. So having a limited time, limited resource is the key to success.
Absolutely. But that's marketing strategy.
I think I'll not say marketing strategy, it's the core fundamental. Two best things will only come when you are focused on a minute group of people. Best products will come, and that is what our founding principle, and I'm going to stick. That really helped me.
If health was a building, and you are an architect, or in that field. If health is a building, what's the foundation?
Oh, that's very tricky. Let me think. If health is a building, what is foundation? I say foundation is feeling happy every day. Happiness is feeling happy, having a mindset of looking at this glass and say, it's not empty, it still has some water. It's a mindset. So mindset is the foundation, and health will follow. Health will grow over it.
Right. And they're interconnected too, because after good workout, your psychology, you're happier, or sort of, if not happier, at least you're sort of more positive.
Mindset is so important. It changes. Everything changes, and it is it quickly bring you back in shape. So for me, working on my mindset, feeling happy every day is very important. And feeling happy every day, even if you have everything, you are living in, I don't know, the expensive house and most expensive house in Mumbai. But your mindset is always like, नहीं यार वो पड़ोस वाले का तो उससे भी ज्यादा अच्छा है, उसका तो विंडो उससे भी बेटर है, तो फिर कुछ भी नहीं रहेगा, right? On the other hand, where you are, and if you are like amazing, that is beauty.
You've interacted with a lot of clients and probably even fitness experts on the one hand, probably fitness expert on the other hand, the clients. What is the biggest misconception people generally have about fitness?
I think लोगों को ना book read करने की बहुत आदत है. So most of the people will try to guide the client, not thinking about the client. They will guide what they have learned. So you go to a fitness expert, they will give you like this to do, this to do, this to do, and the person is overwhelmed in the starting itself, right? So what we too much.
I'm talking more about a misconception, like you're talking to a potential client or a client, and then they say something totally, that's a big misconception. That's totally wrong. What is the most frequent?
So I think I think I need a diet for 3 months. I need to reduce my weight. So diet, health, all this is not like 3 months or 12 months or abhi kar lungi kya, fir weight बढ़ जाएगा क्या? मतलब the approach is not like I want to get healthier forever. I want to be, once I will start on this journey, I'll continue this journey. That mindset is not there. ऐसा थोड़ा टाइम करेंगे.
A fixed kind of attitude.
It is what we call yo-yo attitude. You do something and again it come back. You go down, it again come back. So I think that is a big thing. On the front of the experts, right? वो अपना सारा expertise, they have done so many certification. They know so much. वो सब कुछ बता देंगे उस client को. वो client जाएगा, वो बोलेगा 100% मैं कर लूंगा ये सब. वो एक दिन करेगा, 2 दिन करेगा, तीसरे दिन उसको लगेगा अब तो होगा नहीं. फिर वो उस एक्सपर्ट के पास जाना ही छोड़ देगा और डिमोटिवेट और उठ जाएगा. So I think
let me ask you a question about which kind of I'm sort of facing now is once you're like the older clients, what I'm running into now is just something that I would have considered a warm up in my 20s is just I can barely do it and then the next day it hurts, like I have to give it the muscle soreness a rest and all. So what advice would you give the sort of older people who are trying to get fitter and running into these kind of challenges?
See, I'll tell you, I have a coach for myself. Okay. So it's not like I know a lot of things. I still need coaching. Okay. Because it's a spectrum of health. Okay. Everyone is there in this journey somewhere. From here to here, if someone is there, that journey is much more smoother. So having a coach by your side is going to help you. First thing. Second thing, start with something which is 1% tough for you. Okay, so if you are not doing anything, I will say start with a 10 minutes walk. If you are doing something, then I will say do 10 minutes walk, do 10 squats, 10 push-ups, 10 squats, 10 push-ups, at least 3 rounds. When you can stay consistent with this for a long time, then I will say, okay, let's do a 15 minutes overall full body workout. Once you are consistent with this, then I will say, okay, now start using some dumbbells at home. Once you are consistent with that, then I will say, okay, now it's the time to hit gym because now you can do a half an hour, 45 minutes workout. So a slow and gradual process. Right. But it is a mindset. I first, Vivek, if you come to me, I'll first tell you that Vivek, whatever, how much busy you are or life is throwing a stone on you, doing a 15 minutes workout will change a lot of things here. Your resilience to manage stress will increase if you are doing workout in the morning. Doing corporate work is so much stress. The resilience, the how you are communicating will be much more aligned, and you will be thinking, there will be high level of cognitive thinking, of thinking about the results, how to move forward will be much higher if you are good. So I will be starting with that counseling, slowly pushing you for a small and growing on that.
What about night outs? Like I've always been a night, and I do all my workouts in the evening, and morning is just somehow, just a slow start. And that's just what it is.
Right.
Pardon me. I have done in the past, morning stuff and all of that, but generally my body just likes that. And it is what it is. So, did you have any comments on that or anything?
I'll not like to change too many things, and again I will say don't change too many things at a go. But sleeping early is good for your because we are plants. Okay, we used to live under sun. As of now, one thing you might have heard of vitamin D. Okay, vitamin D is low. Vitamin D is low, but sun has lot of psychological and physical impact on our body. So the sun is helping these trees to grow, right? The sun is also internally, as of now, we have not discovered, but I can tell you in the future, there will be, okay, sun is also helping in this, the sun is also helping in this. So our cycle is aligned with the cycle of sun. The more we are synced with the nature, the better our body will perform. Okay.
Absolutely.
So wherever you are in your life, try to sync that. There's a circle. You have to sync that circle and try to bring it in alignment with the we call it circadian rhythm. Bring it in alignment to the alignment of the sun. The closer it is in alignment to the sun, you are eating a big lunch. The sun is high outside. Your energy levels are high. Digestion is better. You are eating a lighter dinner around the sunset. The digestion is high. Your body will perform better. Your repair system will work better. You are eating a heavy meal at 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock. It's full stress on the body.
Right.
So the closer you can bring your cycle towards the cycle of the sun, that is going to help you. But again, I will say it's a spectrum, slow and gradual change, nothing uncomfortable. But the closer it can come, the better it is going to be.
Okay. Good to know. We are pretty much out of time, so let me just ask one last thing. Is there any advice you'd give the viewers who are either thinking of doing a startup or in the middle of a startup?
I'll say the things which have really worked. Limited time, limited resource. Limited time and limited resources are an advantage for founders because it really helped us to narrow down our choices. Do one thing. Do this much thing, but do it in the best way. I tell my team that we have created the best postpartum recovery program available in this world. Anyone who is telling you, tell them, get a better program than this and we'll give our program for free. Do the work in a way that you have so much confidence around it that you can sell it in that way. So that is like, do tiny thing. Don't try to do too many things. Just a small thing, but do it in the best way. So these are the two advice. And then for me, my health and well-being is very, very important because it's a long journey. So I do take care of myself pretty well. I do workouts. I eat healthy apart from because life is very stressful. Entrepreneurship is not easy. It is a pain.
My health has gone from there to there in like the last 4 years. What my fitness was, I was doing MMA training, that was some pretty brutal training, let me tell you.
Right.
And now I'm just, it's pathetic where I'm at, and it's just the stresses of the startup with that. In my case, it was, I think, a little bit extreme because a lot went wrong and a lot of stuff happened. It's a very big startup, and it's a whole different thing, from sort of your organically grown thing, and this kind of thing is more, you do have to burn money first and all of that. So it was a typical software startup, which was in a lot of stuff went wrong. The stress levels were unreal. So it took a toll on the health though. So now that's why I was asking you, because I didn't need that advice to build gradually and all that. I know, but it's so bad now that I'm really having struggling to even get to even a very mediocre place because so much damage.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Vivek, little bit support and coaching will help. The other thing I'll tell you, people like you and people like me, we always have a safety net. We have worked in corporate for so long, right? So somehow we need to channelize our stress in a way that it's okay. It's okay. We are doing it because we are here. We want to get better. We want to get better personally, and we also want to improve and create wealth for ourselves, right? We also want to help a lot of people out there, and the only person who will create wealth for himself or herself will be who will create value for others. So if we'll focus on value
Yes.
for others, I think we can manage this stress through. And I know it is stressful. I wanted to talk to a lot of entrepreneurs because then we can talk to this, we'll talk the same language. So that is there, but I'll say take care of your health. That is priority. We cannot lose it on in this journey of getting better.
Well, that's it. Thanks so much, Nidhi, for joining us. That was very
Thank
very
you. Thank
insightful.
you.
Very useful advice there. Nidhi's information is going to be down in the description of the video. Feel free to check out all her stuff. And also, please comment on the video, like and subscribe. Let's have a lively discussion around all of this. Other than that, thank you. And
Thank you,
hopefully we'll
Vivek.
see
It
you
was
again.
so nice talking to you. Yes, likewise. Have a wonderful day. Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye-bye.